Spotlight. I am Dina Ventura.
I'm Poch Concepcion sitting in for Jojo Silvestre.
Silvestre. This afternoon, we're talking to two people
Uh-huh.
about special needs,
Special needs.
education
Our children.
of children.
Okay.
Yes, so let's all welcome actress Candy Pangilinan and Karen Navarro, co-founder of Special Achievers. Welcome to Spotlight. Hello, Candy,
Hello.
Karen. Hi. How are you? How have you been this pandemic?
We're good. Good. Good inside the house. Lockdown.
I think the last time I saw Candy was in the movie Babaeng Walang Pakiramdam.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
She was very good there.
Talaga?
Hilarious.
Oh. I have to see that.
Yes, please. Viva Max yun.
Viva Max, yeah, okay.
Okay, so let's start. Candy, so you're an advocate of Special Achievers. Could you tell us what Special Achievers is about?
I'm an advocate of children who's differently able.
Okay, all
And
right.
Special Achievers actually is one of the schools that my son was enrolled to during the summer class. Karen is one of the co-founders of Special Achievers.
Oh, Karen. So, Karen, can you tell us a little bit more about the class?
Yeah, Special Achievers is an NGO for children and teens with disabilities. We're focusing on the arts, and so we have two programs. The first one is Expression. That's where we basically feature children and youth with disabilities who are excelling in a certain art or a craft. And the other program is Mentorship, where we provide classes and trainings on
Nice.
art, and that's where Quentin, the son of Miss Candy, enrolled in for the summer.
Okay. When did you establish this school or this class? And why?
We established Special Achievers in 2013. It's really a passion project up to now of occupational therapists. There's three of us here, three OTs and one speech pathologist, but now we have around 200 volunteers helping us run the program.
Okay. And Candy, why did you decide to enroll your son in the class?
I always enroll Quentin to a lot of classes, especially during this pandemic, because I want him to be always busy, especially with his condition. He got used to a full schedule before the pandemic, going to school, going out, swimming, and all that because he's diagnosed with ADHD. So he has to expel his energy. So I decided to enroll him in online classes because he has to do something. Children who are differently abled has to have a system. They have to have a schedule. They have to be following a schedule, and this is actually good for them.
Okay.
And for them to be able to do activities that will help them develop themselves, help develop their confidence. At the same time, I enrolled him in voice, not really to make him a very good singer, but actually to help him develop his skills in listening skills, following instructions, develop his communication skills, develop his speech, develop his coordination. I wanted to find out if there was a problem with his listening, if he can actually follow through. And then I enrolled him in hip-hop class. I actually enrolled Quentin both hip-hop and voice twice.
Wow.
2 times, yes. I enrolled in hip-hop class because I wanted to develop his coordination, balance, develop confidence. At the same time, I want to expel his energy.
Yes.
And this is also the time for parents like me. I am also a working mother. So, now kasi ang trabaho ngayon ng mga artista is lock-in.
Yeah.
When we have tapings, we have lock-in. So, during the time that I was locked in, I made sure that the schedule of Quentin is fully booked. Full book. As in, pagising niya sa umaga, may schedule na siya, and then classes, and then all throughout dire-diretso. Just to make sure that he is doing something.
Okay.
Para wala siyang time na nasasayang and time na
Productive.
mag-tantrums.
Okay.
Productive
Oh.
siya.
Candy, ang sabi nila, children with special needs or differently abled children, meron silang mga particular na na ang level of how do you describe it? Yung mas mataas sa atin, di ba? Pero meron silang particular intelligence na sa kanila lang. Sa anak mo,
Sa iba-iba.
Oo, iba-iba eh. Because I've met children na mahilig sa mga battleships, mga toys na ano. In Quentin's case, ano yung naobserbahan mo sa kanya na magaling siya?
I still have to find that out.
Okay.
I still don't know. Though Quentin is very humorous, the wit of Quentin is unbeatable. The timing of Quentin is different. That's what I don't know if that's his talent or he got it from me. But his wit is different. He's very sweet. His memorization skills is different. Mataas ang memory skills ng bata.
Yun, di ba? Oo.
He likes to move a lot. So, although wala siya masyadong coordination, napapansin ko, but he likes to move a lot. Na-develop ang social skills ni Quentin. I think that is one thing that I can say that talagang na-develop ang social skills ng bata. He's very sociable even to his therapist and to the teachers. What I like about Special Achievers actually is that even with teachers, na hip-hop teachers and Teacher Tapati, the voice teachers, there were therapists, therapists, OT, occupational therapists, online with the student, with them. So they were foreseeing oversight. So they were seeing everything. So I like that. So parang nagte-therapy yung bata, pero hindi niya halata. Di ba okay yun?
Ganda. Oo, hindi ano.
Miss Candy, actually our teachers are saying that Quentin is a performer. Yung sessions po namin kay Quentin, sobrang we look forward to it. Kasi kahit na kami, it doesn't feel like we're teaching him because he's like performing in front of us and we really enjoy teaching him because it's like a performance.
Naku, nagmana kay Candy.
Oo, nagmana kay Candy. Palagay natin. So Candy, over the pandemic, parang mas naging visible ka or you spoke up more about your situation, taking care of a special son, di ba? And I think it has really inspired and moved a lot of people. Can you share with us a little bit more about how it was for you during this pandemic? Kasi di ba, when it started, hindi nakakalabas ang mga tao. You couldn't do the normal things you did. So how did you cope during that time?
Well, it's when the pandemic started and the lockdown started, it actually, nagkaroon ako ng parang, okay, now I have to do something about this because wala nang gagawin si Quentin, so I have to do a schedule. Automatic, nasa utak ko na yon. I have to do a schedule. I have to make a schedule for Quentin. Because that's one thing I've learned from the therapist. One thing I've learned kasi, ever since I've found out about the condition of Quentin, is to ask for help.
Okay.
There's no shame in asking for help. So I always ask questions. Hindi ako nahihiya. Parang ko tinatanong, ano po kailangan kong gawin? Ano po yung ginawa niyo sa loob? Pwede ko ba yung gawin sa bahay yun? Ano po yung ginawa ninyo? Nag-ano po kayo ng mga pins? Ano po yan? Upload pin? Gagawin ko po yun sa bahay. Yung ganon, yung I always ask because I want everything that is done in therapy, gawin ko rin sa bahay. So, everything that I remember that we do in therapy, I started doing it again at home. During the ECQ, when ECQ started. Pero parang kulang because tumatanda na si Quentin, so iba na yung level. So, we started doing things, sabi ko, nako, hindi na pwede to. So, I had to invest on activities online, katulad nga ng pag-enroll and do some exercises na kailangan dalawa kaming gumagawa. So, we try, nagiging creative. Actually, parents would be very, very, very creative. You would be very creative trying to find ways and means on how to occupy the time of your child other than gadgets. Kasi we're trying na talagang yung gadgets, 2 hours lang sana a day, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the afternoon, di ba? Kasi pag puro gadgets, nawawala ang social skills, hindi sila nakakagalaw, di ba? Yun nga yung ayaw natin gumagawa sila ng sariling mundo. We want to develop their communication skills. We want to develop their the way they express themselves. Nung una natakot ako. At the same time, I've learned a lot during this pandemic that there's so many things that I can still develop and learn from Quentin. Yes, nakita nila sa YouTube na hindi ko po pinapatulan si Quentin. Kahit po naman sa wala pong hindi ko naman talaga pinapatulan. I think actually, there's one thing I've learned during this pandemic. It's the patience. The patience, the compassion, and a lot of caring and understanding. Sometimes, makikita nyo parang special for parents with differently abled, they will hurt you, accidentally hurt you, they will spank you. Don't retaliate. Huwag niyong patulan. Huwag niyong patulan. Because I've realized during this pandemic, hinahayaan ko lang mo si Quentin, and then eventually when he realizes what he has done, siya na mismo ang lalapit sa akin, siya na mismo ang maaawa, at siya na mismo magsasabing, I'm sorry, ma'am. Then, but I do not cry in front of my son, and I will just tell him na, do you think it's proper that you hurt mom? Do you want that? Then he will start crying because he feels the empathy, the compassion for me, na alam niyang mali yung ginawa niya at siya ang nag-cause nun. Kasi one pagkakamali na ginawa natin, na sinaktan po natin yung bata, they will remember that. They will actually remember that. And they will feel, this is the way pala para makuha ko yung attention ng nanay ko. This is the way pala to communicate. So, pag sinaktan ko pala siya, so makukuha ko yung attention niya, sasaktan din niya ako. So, meron na kami communication. So, akala nila, this is the right way to communicate. So just hayaan nyo lang. I did not say to tolerate it. I never said to tolerate it. Do not tolerate, pero wag nyo pong patulan. Ang hirap, no? Ang hirap i-distinguish.
Balance.
But yes, but there's a balance. Yes, there is indeed a balance. You have, and I'm quite sure parents, you will know that. You will know when to say stop, or just say good hands, patience, good boy. Just say the right words, especially when your son is non-verbal. You just have to say the good words and the proper words for them kasi mas na-absorb nila. I think Teacher Karen would agree to me, the more non-verbal sila, the more na nag-absorb yung brain nila because they cannot speak. So, I know that because for a time, Quentin was non-verbal. Kaya my spiritual mentor was the one who told me, always say positive things, because your son would be absorbing everything that you will say. Sa bagay, sa totoong buhay naman, pag sinabi mo, buwisit tong araw na to, automatic, nagiging buwisit yung araw. So sabihin, di ba? Ba ganun yun? Di ba? I mean, sa totoong buhay. So, I think that's about it. This pandemic made me more realize that it is touching the heart and the mind of our child with the loving heart and the loving mind would move them, and with loving them they would touch our heart and mind in return.
Wow. Para ako din iyak ako. Okay.
Tingin ko talaga because these kids, ang daming nabubully up to now. Di ba, when you go out, ang daming names na tinatawag sa kanila. Di ba? Sira ulo, ano ba yan? Pinabayaan ng magulang, ano ba yan? Hindi naturuan, baboy, kung ano-ano, di ba? They're still being bullied up to now.
Yeah, that's why what you're doing is really important, because it's giving people a better idea of people who are different from everyone else, right? So, We'd like to talk to you more about that, but we'll pause for a short break for now. We'll be right back.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Oh, vaccination, isolation. Gotta keep up with my nutrition. Gotta maintain my body condition. Then I can take my vaccination. What do I choose? What do I take? As long as it is not a fake. AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Babakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination, babakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and
Globe, our steps can lead us to millions of doors opening, millions of paths unfolding, and millions of reasons to keep going. Now's the time to be with the network that gets better every day for you.
Welcome back to Spotlight. We are here with Candy Pangilinan and Karen Navarro.
I want to ask Candy. Candy, you're a working mother. Pag nagtatrabaho ka, who takes care of Quentin and how do you stay sane? Parang sobrang di ba? Parang na-imagine ko napaka-hectic trying to take care of Quentin.
Who takes care? My mom. I'm with my mom. I'm with my sister. My sister is here.
Okay.
Alam niyo ni Miss Karen, nung wala ako, my sister is here. She's also a mental health practitioner. So, my mother is here. So, binabantayan din nila. I have a caregiver who has been with me for 13 years. Pag nasa work po ako, nakalaking po ako, kapasalamat din po ako sa technology, nakakapag-usap kami ni Quentin all the time. And before I leave, kino-condition ko. There's what you call conditioning for kids who are differently abled. Na kailangan you have to explain to them why you have to leave, why you have to work. So, ang napansin ko lang po, dati po kasi nahihirapan ako makapag-negotiate kay Quentin. But ever since na naglalaking po ako, mas madali po ang negotiation. Kasi sinasabi ko lang ho sa kanya, dahil ang tagal ng laking ko, 3 weeks, nawawala ako. Nung bumalik po ako, pag ayaw niyang sumunod, simple lang po ang sinasabi ko, gusto mo ba ako mag-lock-in? Okay, ma'am, I'll follow. So, madali na po siyang kausap ngayon. Nakukuha ko siya sa gano'n.
Okay.
Ako naman, Karen.
Pero actually, mas madali na silang because of the pandemic, nagkaroon kami ng mas open communication because we were always together. We understand more each other at nakikita po nila. Siguro nakikita rin ng bata how patient you are. I'm quite sure parents who has kids who are differently abled. Pag nakikita po ng anak ninyo how patient you are. At nakikita rin po ng anak ninyo kung gaano kayo kapagod. Sila na po ang naaawa. Sila din po ang napapagod para sa inyo. Kaya they follow. They will eventually follow. I think that's how it goes. Because these kids are very sensitive. They're very sensitive. They're very compassionate. They know. They can feel. They can feel pag nagagalit ka. They can feel when you're frustrated. Pero hindi mo lang sinasabi. Minsan ginagano nga ako na Quentin, hindi, galit ka eh. You're mad eh. Dito, no, I'm not. No, you're mad eh. No, I'm not. Sasabihin ko sa kanya, Quentin, when I say ba I'm mad, are you going to cry? Yes. When I say I'm not mad, are you going to cry? Yes. So it doesn't matter. So I will just say I'm not mad. So, sabi niya, so you're really mad? So, I'm not. Diba? So, see? So, may ano so they can feel it. Na yung meron silang na nararamdaman nila what you feel, but alam nilang because of you, the love that you give it to them, so they will just follow because siguro naiisip din nila, kawawa naman to nanay ko, napapagod din. Alam mo yun?
I think mas in touch with their emotions, no? More than they're able to express themselves.
Yes.
So, I think the lockdown, since you were able to spend a lot of time with him, talagang nag-strengthen yung connection ninyo. So, yung language ninyo mas naging smooth, no? Na hindi verbal. Ang galing. So, Karen, I was gonna ask you kanina, what made you put up Special Achievers in 2013?
I've been working, well, me and the other co-founders have been working with children with special needs for over a decade at that point. And I agree with what Miss Candy is saying. Iba yung tingin ng society for sa mga bata at kabataang may kapansanan. They look at them like they're different and kawawa naman. But when we work with them, what we see is their ability and their goodness. And that's not what society sees. Because probably like what Miss Candy is saying, we come from love. We love these children so we can see what they're good at. And so we're thinking, how about we change perspectives? Instead of looking at what they can't do, how about we just focus on what these kids can do? And that's how we really started. We started with just 2 echo bags, and we put artworks of 2 children with autism on those bags. And we asked people to post with the bags. And since then, because of that project, other companies would ask us to look for other artists and would use the works of our artists for their collaterals. Tapos dire-diretso na lang from then.
So you're talking about this articulate exhibit? Is that it? Yung project?
That's we've started in 2013 when we started. The artworks of the kids were so precious for their moms. Ayaw nila, they don't want to sell it, they don't want to give it away. So what we'll do is we'll just replicate it in bags or marketing collaterals. It took us 8 years to finally convince the parents to sell the artworks of their kids. So it's really just now that actually, it's really just since 2020 that we're exhibiting and we're selling artworks of children with disabilities. Number one, because the parents really don't want to part with their works. It took a lot of pep talk to ask them to, can we sell their works? Number two, we really want the artists to really hone their craft. So it took them like around not much 8 years to really be good at what they're doing. So right now we have an exhibit with Hiraya Gallery. And it's supposed to be until August 17, but because of the lockdown, we're extending it to August 31. And we're exhibiting 76 paintings, digital artworks, and wood carvings of children and youth with disabilities, ranging from autism to learning disability.
How many participants will be exhibiting their works?
We have 12 artists.
12. Okay.
Talaga wood carving, ano?
Meron?
Akala ko painting lang.
Yeah, we have Franco Cagayat from Paete, Laguna. He actually came from a line of artists also. He's a 3rd generation wood carver from Paete, Laguna. And some of them kasi, they would have fixations. Franco's parents and grandfather, they would carve mga rebulto ng mga santo. But his fixations, cars. Ayaw niya, he doesn't like to carve like statues. Gusto niya, he wants to carve cars. So he learned, he taught himself to carve cars. And that's what he does lang.
Okay. Magaling, ano?
Okay. Candy, etong event, no? It coincides with the National Disability Prevention and Rehabilitation Week. Is that right? Ano yung significance sa'yo nito, being a public figure and as a mother?
It's nice that there's a week like that, but sa totoo lang, for me, every opportunity I get to be able to share and bring awareness, talagang I grab it because I want people to know to know about these kids, 'di ba? Not only about my kid but others as well, 'di ba? I don't know, hindi ko nga alam kung if I am doing the right thing, kung kulang, kung hanggang saan ako aabot, 'di ba? I don't know kung sino ang lalapitan kasi I get messages every day in my official Facebook page, parents asking for help because they cannot put their children to therapy, they cannot put their children to doctors to be diagnosed. So it goes beyond me. Yung parang, ano bang gagawin ko sa mga to? Hindi umaabot na sa akin na nagpapadiagnose. Hindi po ako doktor, hindi ko po kaya. Hindi ba po yung sinasabi sa akin yung lahat ng simptomas, so 'di ba? So sabi ko,
Naka-overwhelm, no? Oo.
yes,
Oo.
yes. So parang it goes beyond me yung hindi ko na hawak ito. Paano ba to? Paano, 'di ba? So ilalapit ko ba to sa gobyerno? Ngayon pandemya, ang unang problema ng gobyerno is ayuda, pagkain, 'di ba? Unahin ba nila tong mga ipaggamot sila? So ang dami, 'di ba? Ang dami kailangan pag-isipan. So doon muna tayo sa pinaka-basic, tanggapin muna natin sila, mahalin muna natin sila. Baka sa pagmamahal, umayos sila. 'Di ba?
Tama.
I'm quite sure, 'di ba? Everything sabi nga nila love conquers all. Baka we start with our homes, in the family, in our community, that we start respecting and understanding and giving these children a chance to be part of the community with giving them the respect and dignity that they deserve.
Oo. I think maganda yung mga sinabi mo. Totoo yun. And people really need to be reminded of those things. Pero parang, how far do you think we still have to go or toward this cause? Yung parang making sure that something is being done really to, excuse me, address the needs of special children. Marami pa ba? Kasi like you mentioned kanina, mahirap for people in the provinces, for example, maybe to get education for their children. Mga ganon. Is that something that you're thinking of pursuing eventually, pag pwede na?
Yeah. It's in my heart. Lalo na pag binabanggit nila sa akin na parating, pumunta ka dito sa Amerika. Alam mo ba dito? Children who are differently abled, binibigyan ng pera ng gobyerno. Pinapaaral. Tapos ang therapy libre. Ganon. Sila ang nagbabayad sa mga therapies. Tapos, punta ka dito sa Canada. Punta ka dito kung saan nila ako pinapupunta. 'Di ba? Ba't pinapupunta dyan? Anong gagawin ko dyan? Wala mo akong trabaho dyan. Di ba?
Okay.
Di ba? Una-una, anong gagawin ko dyan? Dito pamilya ko. So, ang layo natin. Ang layo pa natin doon.
Okay.
Saka, doon, they have jobs.
Yes, di ba?
Yeah.
People who are differently abled
Can hold jobs.
can work.
Yes. Yun na nga
Di ba? They can work. May trabaho sila.
Mm.
May trabaho, tinatanggap sila. Dito, wala pa. Though I know some companies, I have spoken to some companies that they're open. They're open to accepting children who are differently abled. Na sabi ko nga, paano ko ang kaya lang gawin ay mag-stock? Kasi some children, ganun lang ang gusto, mag-stock. Pero buong araw mo pag-stock, gagawin niya yun. Di ba? O, ilagay mo sa warehouse, ayusin niya lahat yan. Di ba? Ba't di mo talagang magkakalinya yan. Walang problema. Pero, may mga ganon. So, are you ready to accept those kinds of people? Those kind of, di ba? Kasi eventually, pag children kasi, pag children pa sila, pag kids pa sila, parang mas maiintindihan mo pa sila, yung parang, bata kasi, ganyan eh. Pero habang tumatanda sila, when they become teenagers, when they become adults, so paano?
Oh.
Paano? How will society embrace them? Where will they go? Where will they belong?
Oo nga, actually, that's a very real worry talaga for parents. Because I have a brother who has a special child.
Okay.
Differently abled
All right.
also. So I
Oo.
understand everything that Candy's saying.
Okay.
So, grabe, no? We'd like to commend the fact that you're trying to help bring more awareness to people about the situation. So, so far, ang dami ko natutunan, but when we return after a break, we'll try to lighten up things a bit. We'll show you some pictures and then you can tell your story behind those pictures. It's called the show and tell portion. So we'll be right back.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Oh, vaccination, isolation. Gotta keep up with my nutrition. Gotta maintain my body condition. Then I can take my vaccination. What do I choose? What do I take? As long as it is not a fake. AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Babakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination, babakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Iba ng panahon, ang dami ng bago ngayon. Pati ang mundo natin, well, nagbago na rin. Buti ano bayan, bigger, better na. You can buy it sa centers, pati sa mga parties, may online pa at app. You can buy it with your fingers, still don't remittance and more. Online shopping, you can buy it all. Di magpadala, you can buy it all. Anumang pera transaction, you can buy it all.
Sabayan ang pagbabago ng mundo for all your pera transactions, all new Bayan.
All right, we're back. Spotlight on Daily Tribune with Dina Ventura and Poch Concepcion. We're talking to Candy Pangilinan and Karen Navarro
Yes.
of Special Achievers and children with special needs and differently abled children.
Yes.
And as you were saying, Dina,
Yes, we have a show and tell portion, but mamaya mo na itanong yung gusto mo itanong. Okay, so first we'll flash some photos and I'm sure there are stories behind those photos. Okay, let's go with the first. Ayan.
Ano ba yan? It's an outing with the family. Tapos, yun, outing kami sa family namin.
Was this
Tapos sumama si
before the pandemic? Or ano na?
this was nag-open lahat. Nag-open lahat. GCQ yata to. GCQ.
Yes,
During GCQ. During GCQ. But we went here during a weekday.
Okay.
Actually, we went here to this resort. Sarado sila. Nakiusap kami kung pwede habang sarado sila, doon kami pumunta para walang tao. So kami lang ang tao dito.
Okay. Pinabuksan.
Ayun, nakiusap kami. Kasi marami naman kami.
Okay.
Diba?
Yes.
So, pumunta kami. Ayan yung picture. Tapos Quentin is very close to sa lola niya. So, gusto rin niya makiupo. Kasi Quentin, hindi
okay.
dapat ikaw makiupo. Kasi lola mo lang dapat ang nakaupo. Ayun. So, bayaan mo na.
Okay.
Ayun.
Okay.
Okay, next photo please. Ayan. What's this? That's
I
for
don't know.
Karen. I think this is for Karen.
Karen?
I actually don't know, but I see SM at the back. SM Cares has been working with us also in helping us promote awareness for children and youth with disability. In fact, we did a documentary sponsored by SM Cares. It's called Posible, SPED Students Pursuit of the Arts.
Okay, so an event in SM. Okay. Uy, masaya. Oh, sila ano to, di ba?
Quentin
Ayun na
is
si
there.
Quentin.
Hi,
Ayun na siya.
Quentin.
Oh, hi, Quentin.
Ah, this is one of the lock-ins. One of the lock-in taping ko po ito. One of the lock-in tapings I was with Maylin Dizon.
Maylin Dizon.
The Karen Achievers is just a voice, right?
Yes, yes. Sabi niya, that's Teacher Karen of Special Achievers.
Yeah.
Alam right? She's singing.
Ayun, narinig niyo. That's singing. Nag-vocalization siya.
Okay, okay.
This is one of the lock-in tapings.
Okay.
Okay.
Saya. Ayan. Sister and Miss Achievers.
Actually, that's not, sorry, that's not our photo. But,
Ay, gano'n?
oo.
Okay.
Pwede kong gawa ng kwento. Ito yata ko si Karen ng bata.
Pwede.
Okay.
Sige.
Okay.
Okay, how about this one? Candy.
This is before the pandemic. I think this is before the pandemic. If I'm not mistaken, this is one of the outreaches. We went to one of the, I'm not sure if this is National Kidney. Basta one of the outreaches or sa Mulave.
Okay.
Doon po nagsispend ng birthday si Quentin. Mulave is a juvenile delinquent jail. This is this is a class I did with Sir Ricky Lee, script writing.
Okay.
So nakapag-script writing class pa po ako. This is before the pandemic and we were the last batch na nag-script writing class po sa bahay po ni Sir Ricky Lee, maestro.
Ang swerte. That's so hard to get into.
That's his famous workshop, no? Right.
Yes po. I was able to get in. So that was every Sunday po ito. Pinaalam ko rin kay Quentin yan. I'm very blessed and very grateful kay maestro.
All right.
And
This is the community. The community po sinama ko po si Quentin. Napansin niyo po, pag pink, usually may color coding kami. Nung bata po si Quentin, I made sure na parating may color coding. Bakit po? Kasi gusto ko parati siyang in. Para hindi siya nali-left out. Alam niyo yung ganon? Ito ho sa bahay ko na ho to eh. This was before the pandemic. Kaya naka-white shirt na lang ho siya. Pero usually ganon ho yan.
galing.
So that's, yeah. So this is the exhibit that we have at the Articulate.
Articulate. Okay.
Articulate works. We call it expression exhibit because a lot of our artists, our best artists are the ones who can't speak, but they speak through their artwork. That's why it's called Articulate.
Okay. And you said it's extended until?
Yes,
End of the
it's
month.
extended until August 31. And
Alright.
right now, since they can't go to the gallery, we
Yes.
posted all the artworks on our Facebook page, Special Achievers.
Special
So they can look
Achievers
at the art.
Facebook page. Okay. And the artworks are
For sale.
for sale, right?
Yes, the artworks are for sale, ranging from 5,000 to around 20,000. Actually, we're so happy with Hiraya Gallery. They're not selling works below 100,000 pesos, but they just opened their doors to us because they like our story. And this is Kids Yoga Cards. They commissioned one of our artists to do their cards.
Galing.
Karen, anong observation mo sa mga bata? Madali ba silang yung artistic side nila compared to yung academics?
That's one of the reasons why we pursue the arts, because some of them, of course, we'd like everybody to really excel, but we just see that in terms of cognitive capacity, some of them cannot really pursue a college degree. And we thought, what else is possible for them? And we'd see them, what we noticed actually with the artwork behind me is an artwork by Diego Villavicencio. He cannot write his name. He cannot write Diego. But he can do abstract art.
Ang ganda.
And it took the mom, and the mom is saying, oh my gosh, alam naman if he can't write, but if he can do beautiful artworks, why not? And so, really, what we're doing is really just focusing on the skills. And I love also what Miss Candy is doing. Kasi si Miss MM, yung na-meet namin most of the time because Miss Candy was on Lock and Tape and like at that time. And we're always joking. Buti pa nga si Quentin may career na eh. He's a YouTube star already. And he actually has a path laid out for him. And
Galing.
it's really what we see. I mean, more than the kids, the key really would be the parents. Whatever disability, whatever level of disability, if the parents are very involved, very, very engaged, and will have vision for the kids, we're really surprised at what the child can do.
May pahabol ako, Candy. Candy, paano ka binago ni Quentin
Yes.
as a person?
I've become more grateful about so many things. Marami akong bagay na hindi ko napapansin na I am so blessed with, but with Quentin, na-realize ko I am so blessed with so many things. Hindi ko na-realize na the mere fact that I can comprehend and talk to you and understand what you're saying and to be able to answer this question and express myself is such a blessing. Diba?
Oo.
Yung the fine motor, yung grip is such a blessing. Ang dami nating bagay na hindi napapasalamatan na we take for granted, but actually it is a blessing. Actually, Quentin, hindi ko sinasabi na naging sobrang bait ako, pero bumait ako. For sure.
Okay. Bumait ka konti, Okay. Okay.
Pero tingin ko bumait ako. And kasi when you have a child who is differently abled, wala kang pwedeng ipagmayabang. Wala kang pwedeng ipagmayabang. Hindi ito kaya ng pera, hindi kaya ng kahit sino. Alam mo yon, you will just humble yourself and say and surrender everything. I think natuto ako magdasal lalo, di ba? And surrender everything to God. Because I know that only then I realized that God has a great plan for me and for Quentin.
Yung patience mo?
Isa pa ho yun. Humaba po ang pasensya ko at na-appreciate ko po ang ibig sabihin ng buntong hininga. Totoo pala ho yun. Ang buntong hininga pala ho ay nakakatulong.
Yung parang super deep from the depths of your soul.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
di ba?
okay.
Saka yung pipiliin mo na lang yung papatulan mo, yung diyan mo na.
Okay.
Di ba? Kasi sa sobrang kung dito is already a handful at ang dami mo nang gustong gawin, ang dami mo nang iniisip, gusto mo na lang yung steady ka na lang, chill ka na lang. Kasi si Quentin, ang dami enerhiya bilang tao.
Oo.
Di ba? Ang dami energy eh.
Oo.
So, chill ka na lang. So, pipiliin mo na lang. Importante ba yan? Hindi naman importante. Kamamatay ko ba yan pag hindi ko patulan? Hindi naman. So, payahan mo na sila. Ang sabi nga ni Quentin sa akin, hindi ko makakalimutan. I've already said this in the past interview. Sabi niya sa akin, Mom, did you do something wrong? Sabi ko, no. Then you have no problem.
Wow. That's heavy.
Yeah, deep.
Because I realized, tuwing napapagalitan ko siya, yun ang sinasabi ko. What did you do? Did you do something wrong? Sabi niya.
Makasalanan,
No.
Oo.
No. Okay. Pag sinabi niya, did you do something wrong? Yes. Lagot ka, di pagagalitan mo, di ba? So, nung he caught me once, I was really sad. And he asked me, did you do something wrong? Sabi ko, no. Then you have no problem. So worry not. If you did not do something wrong, you have no problem.
Galing.
Okay, that's
Natuto
my
tayo dun,
for the day. Yes,
natuto
para
ako dun,
natigilan tayo lahat.
Okay.
Okay, so, wow, nawala ako. How about Karen naman? What are your plans for the class? Or after this exhibit?
We're planning to continue the class. We just took a break for a month, but we're continuing the class because we really want them to be artists. And it's not a vision anymore. When we started in 2013, that was the goal. That was the thing. They were really thinking, sana they'll be acknowledged sana maging artists sila. And that's always been the vision ever since we started. And at the time when we were starting, that was the time that people are not open yet. Companies were not open to accept children with disabilities. They're seen as less than, they're seen as different. And our goal is sana they can see what children and youth with disabilities are good at. And so for this exhibit, actually with Hiraya Gallery, I never sent a proposal. I never sent a presentation because my goal is, I think there'll be bona fide artists if we were approached, if we were invited by a gallery. And that's my mark, that they're really artists. Yung hindi naawa sila sa amin because doors open to us really because naaawa yung mga tao. And we don't want that. We want them na sana magalingan sila nun sa work. And so they'll open the doors for us. And that happened for us, for Hiraya Gallery. And this is our first exhibit in a gallery. And I hope you guys can support us because SM has been very helpful to us. We had exhibits at Podium, at SMOs, but because of lack of resources, magsa-set up kami sa umaga. Tapos sa hapon, pack up na ulit kami.
Oo, sayang.
This is
Oo.
It's really like that because we're really like just using whatever we have. But this is the first time that we have a month-long exhibit in a gallery, and our artists were invited to exhibit. And so it's really a big deal for us. And the dream that we had like 8 years ago, parang, oh my gosh, it's happening. That because that's our dream. Sana maging artists sila. And now we can say, oh my gosh, they're artists. They were acknowledged.
Congratulations.
And they also have a career. And that's what we're looking at. Like you said, the parents did always ask, what will happen to them when I die? How can they fend for themselves? The first painting that we sold before, just because may nangungulit sa amin, the mom called me and said, Teacher Karen, pwede na akong mamatay. Parang, Mommy, hindi pwede. I mean, we just sold one painting, don't die yet. No, because what it says to me is my child can fend for himself. My child has a career. And that's what your support means. It's not really the money that we give them. I'm telling the parents now, you know what, they can be more, they can be, like what Ms. Candy is saying, productive members of the society. They can be included.
Yeah, that's the dream talaga for everyone.
Right.
Yes.
Galing.
On that note, we would like to thank both of you, Candy and Karen, for joining us this afternoon and sharing your stories. And we hope our viewers gained a lot, as much as we did, no?
Very enlightening. Salamat,
ang
salamat.
galing, Tsaka nakaka-touch ang puso. And we support that dream of yours to help children with special needs and who are differently abled. But before we end the show, maybe we'd like to say your final words to our audience, viewers. We'll start with Candy.
With me, to all the parents and to everyone, let's be more understanding. Let's be more understanding, compassionate. Let's have this patient. Yung patience, importante. Let's be more patient. Patient, understanding, compassionate, with tolerance. And let's touch the heart and the mind. And with that loving touch, maniwala kayo, they will touch back our heart and mind. And to the parents, huwag niyo hong problemahin yung sasabihin ng ibang tao. Ayos lang yan. Ayos lang po yan. Alako niyo yan. Sabi ko, bilanggit ko na ho to dati. Do not compete, do not conform, do not compare. So your life will be content.
Thank you.
Thank you. Miss Karen.
Karen?
I would like to invite you to support our Articulate exhibit. It's at Hiraya Gallery right now, but you can check all the artworks on Facebook. Together, let's understand, accept, and celebrate unities.
Ayun. So,
All right.
Thank you very much once again for joining us on Spotlight. We wish you a very good week ahead. This is Dino Ventura.
Watch Concepcion. God bless.
God bless you.